First Chronicles chapter 9. Genealogical records were kept for all Israel. They are recorded in the scroll of the kings of Israel. The people of Judah were carried away to Babylon because of their unfaithfulness. The first to resettle on their property and in their cities were some Israelites, priests, Levites, and temple servants. Some from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Ephraim and Manasseh settled in Jerusalem. The settlers included Uthai, son of Amihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, who was a descendant of Perez, son of Judah. From the Shilonites, Azariah the firstborn and his sons. From the descendants of Zerah, Joel, their relatives numbered 690. From the descendants of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Hodaviah, son of Hasenua, Ibneah, son of Jeroham, Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Shephatiah, son of Rel, son of Abinijah. Their relatives, listed in their genealogical records, numbered 956. All these men were leaders of their families. From the priests, Jedaiah, Jehoiarib, Jakin, Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Meroith, son of Ahitub, the leader in God's temple. Adaiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashhur, son of Milkijah, and Masai, son of Adiel, son of Jazerah, son of Meshullam, son of Meshilemith, son of Immer. Their relatives, who were leaders of their families, numbered 1,760. They were capable men who were assigned to carry out the various tasks of service in God's temple. From the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, and a descendant of Merari. Bakbaka, Haresh, Gelal, Metaniah, son of Mekar, son of Zikri, son of Asaph, Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Gelal, son of Juduthan, and Berechiah, son of Asa, son of Elkanah, who lived among the settlements of the Netophathites. The gatekeepers were Shallum, Akub, Talmon, Ahiman, and their brothers. Shallum was the leader. He serves to this day at the king's gate on the east. These were the gatekeepers from the camp of the descendants of Levi. Shulam, son of Korah, son of Abiasap, son of Korah, and his relatives from his family. The Korahites were assigned to guard the entrance to the sanctuary. Their ancestors had guarded the entrance to the Lord's dwelling place. Phinehas, son of Eleazar, had been their leader in earlier times, and the Lord was with him. Zechariah, son of Meshelemiah, was the guard of the entrance of the meeting tent. All those selected to be gatekeepers at the entrance numbered 212. Their names were recorded in the genealogical records of their settlements. David and Samuel the prophet had appointed them to their positions. They and their descendants were assigned to guard the gates of the Lord's sanctuary, that is, the tabernacle. The gatekeepers were posted on all four sides, east, west, north, and south. Their relatives who lived in their settlements came from time to time and served with them for 7-day periods. The four head gatekeepers, who were Levites, were assigned to guard the storerooms and treasuries in God's sanctuary. They would spend the night in their posts all around God's sanctuary, for they were assigned to guard it and would open it with a key every morning. Some of them were in charge of the articles used by those who served. They counted them when they brought them in and when they brought them out. Some of them were in charge of the equipment and article of the sanctuary, as well as the flour, wine, olive oil, incense, and spices. But some of the priests mixed the spices. Matithiah, a Levite, the firstborn son of Shulam, the Korahite, was in charge of baking the bread for offerings. Some of the Kohathites, their relatives, were in charge of preparing the bread that is displayed each Sabbath. The musicians and Levite family leaders stayed in rooms at the sanctuary and were exempt from other duties. for day and night they had to carry out their assigned tasks. These were the family leaders of the Levites, as listed in their genealogical records. They lived in Jerusalem. Jael, the father of Gibeon, lived in Gibeon. His wife was Maachah. His firstborn son was Abdon, followed by Zurl, Kish, Baal, Nar, Nadab, Giddo, Ahio, Zechariah, and Mikloth. Mikloth was the father of Shimeam. They also lived near their relatives in Jerusalem. Nar was the father of Kish, and Kish was the father of Saul. Saul was the father of Jonathan, Melchishua, Abinadab, and Eshbal. The son of Jonathan, Meribal, who was the father of Micah. The sons of Micah, Pithon, Melech, and Tahuriah, and Ahaz. Ahaz was the father of Jerah, and Jerah was the father of Alemeth, Azmaveth, and Zimri. Zimri was the father of Moza, and Moza was the father of Binea. His son was Rephaiah, whose son was Eliezer, whose son was Azel. Azel had 6 sons. Azrikam, his firstborn, followed by Ishmael, Shariah, Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Azel. Chapter 10. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and Israel fled before the Philistines, and many of them fell dead at Mount Gilboa. The Philistines stayed right on the heels of Saul and his sons. They struck down Saul's sons, Jonathan, Abinadab, and Melchishua. The battle was thick around Saul. The archers spotted him and wounded him. Saul told his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and stab me with it. Otherwise these uncircumcised people will come and torture me." But his armor-bearer refused to do it, because he was very afraid. So Saul took the sword and fell on it. When his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. So Saul and his 3 sons died. His whole household died together. When all the Israelites who were in the valley saw that the army had fled, that Saul and his sons were dead, they abandoned their cities and fled. The Philistines came and occupied them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip loot from the corpse, they discovered Saul and his sons lying dead on Mount Gilboa. They stripped his corpse and then carried off his head and his armor. They sent messengers throughout the land of the Philistines proclaiming the news of their idols and their people. They placed his armor in the temple of their gods and hung his head in the temple of Dagon. When all the residents of Jabesh-gilead heard about everything the Philistines had done to Saul, all the warriors went and recovered the bodies of Saul and his sons and brought them to Jabesh. They buried their remains under the oak tree in Jabesh and fasted for 7 days. So Saul died, because he was unfaithful to the Lord and did not obey the Lord's instructions. He even tried to conjure up underworld spirits. He did not seek the Lord's guidance. So the Lord killed him and transferred the kingdom to David, son of Jesse. We're stopping here today. Next time we're going to be starting from 1 Chronicles chapter 11. I'll see you then.